Hello, this is Dr. Sunita Magre, Professor, Department of Education, University of Mumbai. Today, we are dealing with the topic models of inclusion. When we study the models of inclusion, so we can discuss on what is inclusion, what is inclusive classroom, how to maintain inclusive classroom climate, models of inclusion based on teaching strategies, what is co-teaching, team teaching model, parallel teaching model, station teaching model, alternative teaching model, one teach, one observation model, and one teach, one assist model. So let's start with the inclusion. What is inclusion? Inclusion is about how we structure our schools, our classrooms, and our lessons so that all our students learn and participants together. Means we can say that all types of the students, they come together and learn together. What is it? Inclusive classroom. An inclusive classroom is one that creates supportive environment for the learners, for all types of the learners, including those with learning differences, and one that can also challenge and engage gifted and talented learners by building a more responsive learning environment. Means we can say that the inclusive classroom, all types of the learners, those who have special needs, those who are gifted, those who are talented, as well as the general type of the learners. Means inclusivity means respecting people from all backgrounds and the culture. This is known as the inclusivity. By teaching our students that importance of these, we can create much more tolerant and understanding environment. An inclusive school or classroom can successful when all students feel they are truly a part of school community. An inclusive classroom climate refers to an environment where all students feel supported intellectually, academically, and are extended a sense of belonging in the classroom regardless of identity, learning preferences, or education. Such environments are sustained when instructors and students work together for thoughtfulness, respect, and academic excellence, and are key to encouraging the academic success of all students. Then, how to maintain our inclusive classroom climate? Structure classroom conversation to encourage respectful and equitable participation. Instructor can establish ground rules or some specific guidelines for appropriate behavior in the classroom. As a strategy to promote student, instructors can enlist students to help create and maintain these rules. Alternatively, the students might be offered to think of responses to the key questions or to write down new questions before responding the answer of the instructor or the teacher. Instructor can give the specific knowledge about how students should signal that they want to speak and contribute to a discussion and intervene when students violate classroom norms, rules, and the regulations. Use small groups to encourage non-competitive ways of learning and encourage cross-cultural communication. Means, if patterns of seating segregation in the classroom are tied to patterns of non-participation, instructors can assign small groups on the basis of racial, ethnic, or gender. If some students are hesitant to speak in a big class, they might be contributed in the small groups. Instructors should pay careful attention to group dynamics and intervene if some students become excluded from full participation or more assertive students begin to dominate. Next one, anticipate sensitive issues and acknowledge racial, class, or cultural differences in the classroom. When discussing controversial issues, for example, some religious issues, the teacher should expect more responses as well as the confidence. Such education is not necessarily negative unless it makes students unduly upset, inhibits class discussion, or causes students to behave maybe rudely. In such cases, the teacher may need to intervene and remind the learners of the rules which were made earlier for the classroom discipline. Then model inclusive language. Model inclusive language as an element of developing a respectful, inclusive environment. Teacher can be aware of the language practices they model. Common beneficial practices include avoid using masculine pronunciation for both males or females or on the basis of caste, race, whatever. Do not use like Americans, like Indians, like Europeans, or on the caste basis, like Hindus, like Muslims, like Buddhists, like this. Use multiple and diverse examples. Expanding on the idea of various examples, instructors or teachers can include multicultural examples, visuals, and material as much as possible in the lecture. Next, personally connect with students. Teacher can use a diversity statement, for teaching philosophy statement in the syllabus as a way to welcome all the learners and model openness and the honesty. Extending this type of the policy, teacher should feel free to discuss personal learning experiences and challenges. Next, provide alternative means of participation. To signal awareness of different emotional and social conditions in the classroom, teacher should allow student participation opportunities via various modes in addition to the classroom, like online. Teacher can also collect journal entries, reading blogs, and other reflections pieces, and should avoid the single homogeneous strategy for the entire of the term. Then respectfully communicate with students. Teacher should take care of pronounce students' name correctly and in a proper order. Teacher not shortening or simplifying a student's name without his or her consent. And address offensive, discriminatory, and intensive comments. As a part of an inclusive classroom environment, teacher should respect all students' honest expression and their thoughts. If a student response indicates an emotional investment in the subject, instructor should not let other students dismiss their contribution as irrational or unscholarly reactions. Rather, they can address the issues very well. Perform a self-assessment. Teacher can explore any number of teaching inventories to assess habits and the classroom practices, reveal gaps in approaches, and consider strategies for revision. Models for inclusion. There are generally two models for inclusion. The one, push-in model, or second, full inclusion model. Now, what is push-in model? Push-in model has the special education teacher enter the classroom to provide instruction and support to the children. The push-in provider brings the instruction and any or whatever the necessary material for the students. A reading specialist, for example, may come into the class to work with the student during language arts. Pull-out services typically happen in a setting outside the general education classroom. And what is full inclusion model? Full inclusion places a special education teacher as a full partner in the classroom with a general education teacher. Full inclusion means that all students, regardless of handicapping conditions will be in a regular classroom. All services must be taken to the child in the city. Models of inclusion, which is based on the teaching strategies. There are many models of inclusion based on the teaching strategies. Here I include some of them: co-teaching, peer tutoring, mastery learning, and blended teaching. Now in today's session, we will discuss the co-teaching model in detail. Then what is co-teaching? According to the definition of Becquerel, Heck, and Dan, co-teaching is defined as two teachers working together with groups of the students, sharing the planning, organization, delivery, and assessment of instruction, as well as the physical space. Then according to the Friend and co-teaching involves two or more certified professionals who contract to share instructional responsibility for a single group of students, primarily in a single classroom or workplace, for specific content or objective with mutual ownership, pooled resources, and joint accountability. Means in the co-teaching, two teachers are required. Okay? And that two teachers shares all the responsibility for planning the teaching, organization of the teaching, delivery the lecture, and assessment of the students. In co-teaching, students at all academic levels benefit from alternative assignments and the teacher attention in small group activities. Co-teaching allows for more intense and individualized instruction in general education setting, increasing access to the general education curriculum while decreasing stigma for students with special needs. Students have an opportunity to increase their understanding and respect for students with special needs. Students with special needs have a greater opportunity for continuity of instruction as the teachers benefit from the professional support and exchange of teaching practices as they work collaboratively. Co-teaching is a collective understanding of two or more teachers focusing on a single group of the students with the best use of strategies or methodologies. So there are the 6 methodologies or the 6 approaches of co-teaching. What are that? One teach, one observe, one teach, one assist, station teaching, parallel teaching, alternative teaching, and the team teaching. So these are the 6 approaches of the co-teaching. Keep in mind, there is no hierarchy in these approaches because each approach is different from one another. So let us start with the team teaching. Why with the team teaching? Because the team teaching is used from KG to higher classes. So that's why I take first the team teaching. So what is team teaching? Team teaching is a type of instructional organization involving teaching personnel and the students assigned to them, in which two or more teachers gives responsibility, looking together for all or a significant part of instruction for some group of students. Team teaching strategy involves two or more than two teachers to make a plan of any given subject or subjects cooperatively, carry it out, and always evaluate its effect on the students periodically. Means we can say that team teaching having the two or more than two teachers. The teaching responsibility is depend upon all the teachers, those who are come together and teach the classroom. And then according to the David Warby, he says it is a form of organization in which individual teachers decide to pull resources, interest, and expertise to the device and implement a scheme of work suitable to the needs for their pupils and facilitators of their schools. There are two main types of team teaching methods. One is the hierarchic team teaching method and another is the synergetic team teaching method. What is hierarchic team teaching method? It is just like a pyramid where different levels of teachers organized in a structure from top to bottom. Maybe it depends upon as a seniority or maybe it's depend as a qualification, whatever it is. The team leader placed at the top of the pyramid, mid-level teachers just below the team leaders, and the normal teachers at the bottom of the pyramid. Then synergetic team teaching. In the synergetic team teaching method, there is no differentiation between the teachers. Only the cooperation is required. Through the cooperation, two or more than two teachers working together, synergetic team teaching groups can be formed. Now, the team teaching model. What is team teaching model? The team teaching model pairs two or more than two teachers together to cooperatively teach a single class. The typical team includes one teacher who specializes in the content and a special education teacher. Together, the teacher utilizes their skills and focuses to ensure that all students receive a quality education, and special education students have appropriate accommodations in place to best support their learning in the mainstream setting. In the team teaching model, both the teachers co-lead the whole class. When we use this team teaching model should be used when the students would benefit the more from the teachers. The team teaching is a very flexible method. In team teaching, teachers need to decide their activities by themselves. In the team teaching, there is a collective responsibility of teachers for teaching and the assessment or delivering a lecture, whatever it is. So both the teachers, maybe two teachers or more than two teachers, they are having the equal responsibility. The importance of team teaching is, or why the team teaching required, because to enhance the teaching skills of teachers, to improve the quality of instruction, to allow the teachers to develop professionally, to increase the interest of the students, to introduce the students with diverse knowledge. Just let's take one example of the team teaching. Suppose you want to teach the lesson on pollution. Now, the lesson pollution required, suppose 2 or 3 teachers come together and they teach the topic pollution. Now, the topic is what is means pollution. So, what is environment and what is pollution? Suppose one teacher explain the content of the topic. The other teacher observe the student's reaction and record that reaction. And the third teacher make a chart, what is the explanation of the first teacher. So like this, you have to teach the team teaching. Now, the next is the parallel teaching model. What is parallel teaching model? Now, in this approach, each teacher instruct half the students. 2 teachers are addressing the same instructional material using the same teaching strategies. And when the content is over or the teaching is over, the separated groups are come together at the end of the lesson and they share what they learned with the other groups. Just let's take one example for the parallel teaching model. Now means you have to divide the class equally. See the picture. These are the parallel teaching. The topic is cell division and the cell division, and the students are equal. Suppose we take the example about what are the benefits and the limitation of using ICT. Now, both the teachers are using the same material, the same content, and the same teaching strategies. And at the end, both the groups come together, they share their experiences about this topic, and they present the topic, one group presenting the benefits of the ICT, another group presenting the limitation, or the vice versa. So this is the parallel teaching model. Now come forward to the station teaching model. What is station teaching model? Station teaching model means the content, the student are divided into 3 or more groups. Each teacher teaches one section of the content, while the remaining sections are based on independent practices, activities, and students rotate between all these stations. Now let's take the example of station teaching. Here, see the picture. There are the 3 groups. And here also 1, 2, 3 groups. Like now the teacher teaches each group, because the content is divided. The first teacher is with the traditional teaching. The second teacher, she using the ICT with the unit. And the third teacher, it may be on the library sessions. And so like that, these 3 groups are divided. Means some of the part is teachers teaching, and the rest of the part is the practice activities. And when the students want to shift one group to the another group, so they can exchange it and share their knowledges. So this is the station teaching. Now next model is alternative teaching model. What is alternative teaching model? The alternative teaching model, one teacher instructs most of the class, and the other teachers teaches an alternate or the modified version of the lesson to a smaller group of the students. See, in alternative teaching model means the large group, one teacher teach on a large group and the other teacher teach on a small group. That's why it is called as big group or the small group of teaching. Small groups are often put together based on students' learning needs. You and your co-teacher will need to find time to look over student data. This will help you figure out which student need support filling in gaps in background knowledge, which students need remediation, which students could benefit from accelerated learning because they already know the content or have mastery on the skills of the large groups. So this is the alternative type of the teaching model. Now, one teach, one observe model. In one teach and one observe model, one teacher serves as a primary instructor while the other is simply observing the students, learning and collecting data. And this data useful in determining what instruction takes place next and seeing which students need additional help. Means, suppose we can take one of the unit and one teacher teach that unit wholly and the other teacher observes the student reaction. So she observed and records that reaction, and one teacher is taught that topic fully. She will explain full the topic and the other teacher is only observe and record the students reading or the observation. Then the next model is, which is the last model. So one teach, one assist model. Now in this model, one teacher has a primary instructor, or we can say as a lead teacher, while the other is assist the students' work, monitors behaviors or corrects the assignment. Means the leading teacher, he teach whole class and the assist teacher or the supportive teacher observe the students' behavior, control the students' behavior, and whatever the assignments given by the lead teacher, he or she will assist that assignments or correct that assignments. So these all are the 6 co-teaching models we have to discuss in the today's sessions. So let's come to the summary. So co-teaching involve 2 or more teachers. Out of that, one teacher, general education teacher, and one a special education teacher. Co-teaching beneficial in many situations for general education teacher paired with the special education teacher, and both the teachers to work for each other to form a cohesive way of teaching, which is benefited for the special education student as well as the general education student. Hope you will definitely enjoy the session. Thank you very much.